Hi everybody, welcome to week 6 of first grade. Everything's been going amazing. I hope everything is going amazing for you guys at home. If there's ever anything that we can do to support you guys at home, please let us know in math or in reading or in anything else. That's what Miss Cindy and I are here for. This week in math, we will be learning about adding in any order. So first thing you're going to do this week is, if you're distance learning, you're going to give them the quiz for doubles and near doubles. Take pictures of both sides of the quiz and send those to me so I can see how they're doing with doubles and near doubles. We will take the quiz in class on Monday for our Monday, Wednesday kids, and Tuesday for our Tuesday, Thursday kids. After that, we're going to be teaching adding in any order. So it's important that the kids know that it doesn't matter what order you add in, you're going to get the same answer either way. So that's what this week is going to be talking about. In addition to that, we're going to start learning about fact families, a little bit about fact families, only 1/2 of that, and number bonds. So I'm going to show you a little bit about both of those today. So basically what this chapter is talking about is 4 plus 3 is 7. We know that that is a true fact. If 4 plus 3 is 7, then 3 plus what would also equal 7. And we want the kids to be able to realize that, well, shoot, if 4 plus 3 is 7, then that means that 3 plus 4 is also 7. So that's what we're trying to show them this week. Okay, and as part of that, we're going to be learning about number bonds. If you've never seen a number bond or you didn't know that that's what these were called, these are called number bonds. In the book, they're going to look like this. They use squares instead of circles, and they do them in different orders. So they do them like that. They do them like this. They do them like this. Okay, no matter what they look like, those are number bonds, and no matter what they look like, the bigger box or circle, the one that's by itself, is the answer. The ones coming off of it are what makes the answer. Okay, so this is part. This is how I will teach it in class, how Miss Cindy will teach it in class. This is part. This is part, and this is whole. So this is the answer, and these are the parts that make up the answer. So this is whole, this is one part, and this is the other part. Part, whole. Those are the words that I will be using in class, the words Miss Cindy will be using in class. Okay, so the two legs coming off of the number bond are the parts, the number, and the circle that's all by itself is the whole, is the answer. Okay, so if 7 is the whole and 3 is one of our parts, then we know that 4 is going to be our other part. That's what we're trying to teach the kids this week. We're also going to show them, hey, these aren't our only answers, right? What about if I had a 6 as one of my parts? What would my other part be? My other part would be 1. What if I had a 7 as one of my parts? My other part would be 0. What if I had a 5 as one of my parts? My other part would be 2. So this is what we're going to be doing this week. I also told you that we would be learning a little bit about fact families, and fact families look like this. Okay, so this would be a fact family. 4 plus 3 equals 7. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 7 minus 4 equals 3, and 7 minus 3 equals 4. That is a complete fact family. We haven't talked about subtraction in class yet. We haven't talked about it at all. So We are not going to be including this part of the fact family because we simply do not want to confuse them. We just want to teach them the first part of the fact family, which is 4 plus 3 is 7 and 3 plus 4 is 7. That is part of a fact family. That's the part we're going to be teaching them this week. Just kind of goes along with number bonds, which is why it's going to be taught this week. You're not going to see fact families in the book this week, but I feel that it's really important that they know that they understand fact families because it's going to help them figure out subtraction easier. It's going to help them just put all those numbers together a little bit more easily if they understand fact families. And once we start talking about subtraction, we'll teach the other half of fact families, and then they'll get the whole thing together and they'll understand that all of these numbers relate together. And this is how. So fact families will also be taught. A good way for you to teach this, if you're teaching it at home or if they just need help with their homework, is to use different colors of anything. Legos, beads, buttons, beans, whatever it is that you already have at home. You do not have to go out and buy anything. Whatever it is that you have at home. Crayons, whatever it is that you have at home. But a good way to show this would be to have two different colors. And hopefully you're going to be able to see this on the video, but to have two different colors. So if I was asking this question, we know that 4 plus, can you see that? Yeah, 4 plus 3 equals 7. And part of the chapter is going to ask you to ask them to identify the doubles. So that's when you'd go, hey, look, 3 plus 3 plus 1 more. Okay, so it is going to ask them to identify the doubles and then add on. So at that point, you would do 3 plus 3, which is this, plus 1 more equals 7. Okay. Okay, so if we had 4 plus 3 equals 7, then we want to go, okay, we know 4 plus 3 is 7. So what is 7 missing here? 7's missing 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's where the beads or buttons or Legos or whatever it is that you have at home will come in handy. We'll be using counters in class. We also have some blocks that I can't think of what they're called at the moment, but they click together like that and they can make a train out of them. We can use those also to help them understand in class. That is what this week is going to be on. If there's any confusion, if you're not sure, if you don't understand something, or if your child is really struggling, we want to know about it. Sometimes they seem to get it in class and then they go home and they just aren't getting it without the teacher there or without the specific manipulative that really helps them in class. They can also use their fingers on this. Please don't ever discourage them from using their fingers. Fingers, and I say this in class every day when we do math, fingers are a manipulative that you have with you all the time. They are perfectly acceptable when you're learning how to add to use your fingers. I know that back when I was a kid, they discouraged using fingers, but please don't discourage them from using their fingers. They are perfectly acceptable. It's fine. They will eventually grow out of that, but right now in first grade, when they're just learning this, it is perfectly acceptable to use your fingers. So this is what we're going to be learning this week. Like I said, if you have any problems or issues, please let us know. If you have any questions or if you need another strategy to help your child at home, let us know, because there are a lot more strategies that we can use. I mean, use lines, use dots, use whatever it is. I mean, some of the kids in class have already worked out what it is that works best for them. So let them use that. Let them use whatever works best for them. It's important that they identify that strategy and use it. Some kids can only do it one way, and that's okay as long as they get the correct answer in the end. Some kids can use multiple different ways to get the answer, and that works well for them. So whatever works best for your child, make sure that they're using that way. Homework this week after day 1, the homework is going to be page 56 in the book, and then 60 to 61. Homework for day 2 is going to be 67 to 68 and 70 to 72. Really fast, I'm going to show you how we want you to turn in your child's math homework so that we don't have to search for it. After they get the math homework done, I want you to go ahead and just tear it out of the book. There's a perforated edge. I'm going to show you. There's a perforated edge right there. Just go ahead and tear it out. Okay, it's okay if it gets a little messed up. Just make sure we have all the answers. Tear it out of their book and put it in their folder for back to school. Then we're not searching through their math book every day trying to find those math pages that they have already done. And we want to give them credit for getting those math pages done as well. So go ahead and tear those out, put them in their back to school, the back to school side of their blue folder at the beginning of their binder, and we will make sure to collect those. If your child still has math pages that we've missed in their math book that they have done at home, please go ahead and tear them out and send them back to school that same way so that they get credit for doing that work. Also, please don't do any pages that are not identified as homework pages, because we do those pages as schoolwork in class. Sometimes we don't get to all of them because we teach different ways in class. Like I use a lot of whiteboards, we use a lot of manipulatives, but I always try to get the math pages done as well. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but the work that we do in class is just as important as doing those math pages. So don't do any pages that aren't identified as homework, because we will most likely get those done in class as schoolwork. And if they do them as homework, then they have to sit in class and watch us do them, or we have to make an extra copy of it and give it to them to redo it in class. So only do the pages that are identified as homework. And if you ever have any question as to what homework is, it should be in their math sections in their binder. It should also be on the calendar that goes home every month, identified per month. And you can always ask as well. We can always let you know what those homework pages are. So once again, if you have any questions, we are here to help. You guys are amazing. I know you're working hard at home with your kids. It shows in class, and we appreciate all that you do to support them at home. Thanks for everything, and we hope you have a good week. Bye.